Gamers, June 9th marks the next Xbox Game Showcase, where Microsoft takes the stage at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard to showcase and reveal everything their dozens of studios have been working on. It's been a tumultuous year to say the least, and with no new information about a number of previously revealed games, I have a sneaking suspicion this is going to be a big year. My name is Kodiak, this is Legacy Gaming, and here are 10 games that you might see at the Summer Game Fest Xbox Showcase. As if the giant social media graphics weren't enough, there's no doubt that one of the games hitting the main stage at the Xbox event is Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Treyarch is at the helm once again and has said they've heard the community's feedback after the Modern Warfare 3 campaign left a lot to be desired. There's speculation that the events of this game will take place during the Gulf War and that Saddam Hussein will be the main antagonist, setting the foundation for the team to blend real and fictional events once again. In terms of gameplay, well, that's exactly what we'll expect to see on June 9th, the first major reveal, but speculation points to everything we've grown accustomed to, including zombies, potentially with the long-awaited round-based mode, and Warzone. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 also marks the first time the game will be released on Game Pass, a huge sign that Microsoft's acquisition of Activision could pay off in the long run. Black Ops 6 actually gets its own full showcase after the main stage Xbox showcase, so be sure to stick around if that's something you're interested in. One game that's pretty much fallen off everyone's radar is Starfield, Bethesda's take on an epic space RPG. The game didn't quite land with fans who were hoping for less bugs, less load screens, and more immersive storytelling, and for the most part, the game fell flat. That being said, we know that Shattered Space, the game's first DLC, is being released sometime this fall. Summer Game Fest would be the perfect opportunity to reignite some energy behind the game and showcase everything the team has been working on behind the scenes. Shattered Space needs to be big, and it needs to be innovative if Bethesda really hopes to bring attention back to the game, and one way the team plans on doing that is with land vehicles. Back in early May, a short developer clip revealed the existence of rovers, something fans have been asking for since before the game released. Its bold ideas like this, while not enough on their own, will be essential for bringing people back to Starfield. At the moment, nothing else is known about the DLC, so we'll just have to wait and see, but my money's on this having a presence on the main stage. If there's one game I hope has a huge presence at the Xbox Showcase, it's Fable. Revealed back in 2020, the game has largely remained a mystery outside of a few cinematic trailers. Gameplay. That's what I think we're going to see at this year's event, because 4 years of cinematics just really hasn't inspired much hope in the rebirth of the series. With Peter Molyneux and Lionhead Studios no longer around, it falls to Playground Games, the developers of Forza, to pick up the mantle, and while this has always been a strange pairing on paper, what really matters is the game itself. Like I said, we have yet to see a single lick of gameplay about Fable, but one thing we can definitely discern from the trailers is that the tongue-in-cheek comedy synonymous with the original games is still very much alive in this upcoming title. It's been 4 years, and I think it's high time we see something real from the team developing a new game in this legendary franchise. Without a doubt, Avowed is going to have a massive presence at Summer Game Fest. Our friends at Obsidian Entertainment have consistently showcased this game, and while it certainly has changed a lot since it was originally revealed, every time we see Avowed, it looks a little more complete. In the latest wave of content, we actually saw some gameplay, and while it was edited, it's a pretty clear showcase of what Avowed will be. A high fantasy, first-person RPG that will feature a dialogue system similar to that of The Outer Worlds. I think that's a recipe for success, and with games like Skyrim still seeing tens of thousands of players across PC and console every day, I think the market on high fantasy games is still ripe for the picking. One thing I really want to learn more about from Avowed is the combat. We've seen some interesting clips, including that of a player dual-wielding wands, and it's innovative ideas like that which could help break the game through to new players. Confirmed in January this year, we should expect a fall 2024 release date for Avowed, and Summer Game Fest would be the perfect time to start up the hype train and get players excited about this upcoming game. Revealed earlier this year, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is an upcoming Bethesda game that I don't think a lot of people saw coming. This first-person action-adventure game puts you in control of the legendary treasure hunter as you fight Nazis, discover hidden temples, and race across the world to unravel a global mystery set between the events of Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade. We actually released a full video on this game when it was first revealed, so if you want to dive into all the small bits and bobs about the game, I'd recommend you check that out. For now, all I'll say is I really hope we see some more unedited gameplay because the initial reveal was a bit too showcasey for my liking. Lots of quick cuts and high intensity action, and when you really boil down Indiana's kit, it's not all that. He's got his fists, a pistol, and a whip. It's really that third one I want to know more about, the whip, because I think it could be a clever way to make combat feel unique within the game. That, plus apparently the game will have some epic environmental puzzles, which I think could be a huge boon given how iconic that idea is within the franchise. All in all, I think it's a safe bet we'll see this game at the Xbox Showcase. Get out your tinfoil hats because one game I think could make a triumphant appearance at the main stage at Summer Game Fest is Gears of War 6. The Verge's Tom Warren, who often writes about industry news, said as much in a recent article on The Verge's website, and while that's just the word of one insider, it does seem like a smart move considering Microsoft's new claim on hordes of new IP. Gears of War 5, which wasn't a standout title in the series, did leave a lot to be desired, and although it wasn't too terribly long since that game was released, there's still a dedicated fanbase hoping for a Gears resurgence. Gears 5 ended on a huge cliffhanger, and with so many unanswered questions still lingering, it only makes sense that Microsoft pick up the mantle and continue on with the legacy of the series. Obviously, there's no information out there right now about what this game is or could be, so for now, we'll just have to sit back and hope Gears 6 is revealed. Another franchise that has the rumor mill swirling is Doom. According to Insider Gaming, Doom: The Dark Ages is set to be revealed at the Xbox Showcase this Sunday. The game, which apparently takes place in a medieval-themed Doom world, has been in production for 4 years. That makes sense given that Doom Eternal was released in 2020. Now all under the umbrella of ZeniMax, which is owned by Microsoft, it's once again another example of a game series that the flagship brand can take to the bank given the almost universal name ID. I'll admit, I'm not very up to date on my Doom lore, but boomer shooters have consistently pumped out smaller hits like Warhammer 40k Bolt Gun. There's certainly still an audience for these types of games, and if the team did decide to make a pivot to a more medieval-themed experience, I think that would generate some decent buzz for a genre that's hardly being tapped. Time will tell, but in my mind, a new Doom game would be a big win. Now, I might be the only one, but I am really hoping we see South of Midnight at the Xbox Showcase. The game, which was revealed at Summer Game Fest in 2023, is by the same studio that created We Happy Few, which was an off-tilt action-adventure game about a dystopian world masquerading as paradise. It's those sort of unique ideas that always get me excited about new games, and South of Midnight is no exception. The only kicker is we know practically nothing of this game. We've seen one trailer, and while decent, the Steam description leaves a lot to imagination. South of Midnight is a spellbinding third-person action-adventure game set in the American Deep South. As Hazel, you will explore the mythos and encounter creatures of Southern folklore in a macabre and fantastical world. When disaster strikes her hometown, Hazel is called to become a weaver, a magical mender of broken bonds and spirits. It's a fascinating concept, one I can't wait to learn more about because I think this could be a hit for Compulsion Games, now under Microsoft's wing. It's been 4 years since the Perfect Dark reboot was revealed. This secret agent thriller is being built from the ground up based on the smash hit of the N64 era. Now, here's the bad news. The game itself has been met with reports of development hell, and that's definitely not something you want to hear about because a beloved cult game like this is supposed to get the all-star reboot treatment. Reports indicate as much as half of the initial development team left the project, and Xbox insider Jeff Grubb reported on the Giant Bombcast that he's been hearing for years that Perfect Dark is in a rough state. Considering this team has been working on the project as early as 2018, that does not bode well for the long-term future of the game. That being said, if Perfect Dark made even a surprise return to a Jeff Keighley event, I don't think anyone would complain. I'm pretty confident this last game is going to have a big presence at Summer Game Fest this year. State of Decay 3 was announced back in 2020, and ever since then, things have been radio silent, which is always a worrying sign. Fast forward to June 2023, and Xbox executive Matt Booty claimed that both Perfect Dark and State of Decay 3 would see gameplay reveals within 18 months. Well, that window is rapidly closing, and 12 months later, we've yet to see a lick of gameplay. That being said, Xbox insider Jez Corden, who often reports on happenings from inside the industry, has heard that the game's development is progressing very, very well, and as a fan of the game himself, he's excited to see what the team reveals. State of Decay 2, while popular, never really reached that critical mass Undead Labs was hoping to achieve, and now with the full backing of Microsoft and an expanded development team, there's a good chance they finally hit a home run. Of course, we reserve all judgments on all games we're talking about until we see gameplay and go hands-on ourselves, but there is a solid chance State of Decay 3 could steal the show this Sunday. So there you have it, everything we think will be on the main stage at the Xbox Showcase on Sunday, June 9th. As a reminder, the show goes live at 1 p.m, so if you want to know what the future holds for PC and Xbox games, be sure to tune in and check out all the action. Of course, we'll have some deep dives into our favorite games from the showcase after the event, so if you want more videos like this in your feed, do me a solid, hit that thumbs up, and consider subscribing. My name is Kodiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.